Ettore Majorana was an Italian physicist who was born in Sicily, Italy, 1906. He made a notable prediction that his breakthrough discovery would revolutionize the world. Ettore decided to pursue physics at the University of Rome when he was 22. In 1937, he made a significant breakthrough by discovering neutrinos, which put him ahead of his time by 4 decades. However, Majorana was dissatisfied with the results and destroyed many of his unpublished studies, leaving his true potential unknown. In 1938, Ettore mysteriously withdrew all his money from the bank and left a note to his family, asking for forgiveness and to always remember him. He sent a telegram to his colleagues, urging them to forget everything he had written and that he was going home, but he never returned. Investigators found evidence that Majorana bought a steamboat ticket and had a witness claiming to have sailed with him. However, the company employees lost the information about his ticket, and his traveling companions were uncertain if they had indeed sailed with him. Majorana's relatives published his photos and information in newspapers, hoping someone would identify him, but no trace of him was found. Some speculate that Majorana realized the dangers of atomic energy and wanted to protect humanity from its potential harm. Mussolini's regime was in power at the time in Italy, and it is believed that Majorana knew the risks of his discovery falling into the wrong hands. This theory is supported by the fact that Mussolini personally supervised the search for Majorana after his disappearance. Recent findings suggest that Majorana lived in South America from 55 to 59 based on a preserved photograph. Why was he in South America? And why didn't he return back to Italy after the fall of Mussolini? The reasons for his presence in South America and his ultimate fate remain a mystery to this day. Within the depths of this individual resided a total of 24 distinct personalities. His name was Billy Milligan, a man whose life story will fascinate you. Billy's notoriety stemmed from being accused of assaulting 3 women, a crime that etched his name into history as the first man to be acquitted by a court due to the presence of his fragmented identities. Billy's early years were marred by the shadows of his fractured self. Born in 1955, his childhood was a turbulent journey. The foundations of his life crumbled as his father succumbed to mental illness and took his own life. Billy's stepfather later faced accusations of pedophilia and the unspeakable act of molesting young Billy himself. It was during his youth that alternate personalities began to surface. By the age of 20, Billy had already earned his first criminal conviction for robbery. However, it was in 1977 that he committed a heinous act, assaulting 3 women on the campus of Ohio State University. This crime could have led to a lengthy prison sentence. Yet, an unconventional defense strategy was devised, hinging on the intricate web of his mental instability. Billy was referred to a psychiatrist who, after careful evaluation, diagnosed him with schizophrenia. Subsequently, he was confined to a psychiatric institution. It was within the walls of this asylum that Billy's story took an astonishing turn. His multiple personalities began to manifest, each asserting its individuality in a surreal dance of psychological complexity. Among the multiple identities, 10 emerged as primary, exerting their influence over the others. Notable among them was the scholarly and erudite Arthur, a persona that possessed vast knowledge across various sciences. Arthur played an important role in managing Billy's day-to-day affairs. On the other end of the spectrum was the spirited and fierce Rambo, representing a Yugoslav communist named Rigor Rodaskovic. This persona, an expert in weaponry, assumed control in intense situations to safeguard the collective entity of Billy. The mystery of Billy's psyche deepened as another identity of Billy revealed itself. Adelana, a 19-year-old lesbian persona, harbored desires for intimacy that turned malevolent. Within the tapestry of these personas emerged a unifying figure, a guiding teacher. This presence manifested to assist the renowned writer Daniel Keyes in narrating Billy Milligan's narrative, ultimately resulting in a book that documented Billy's enigmatic existence. Among Billy's multiple identities, there were those gifted in the arts and music, each specializing in distinct genres of painting and musical instrumentation. These expressions of creativity added further layers to the complexity of Billy's condition. After a decade within the confines of a mental institution, Billy was released and allowed to live freely in society after the medical professionals acknowledged his gradual integration and stabilization. Yet, this chapter of the story reached its inevitable conclusion in 2014 when Billy passed away at the age of 59. The story of the Man in the Iron Mask begins in the late 17th century in the heart of France during the reign of King Louis XIV. The legend of the Man in the Iron Mask emerges from the depths of secrecy as a masked prisoner is brought to the Bastille fortress. But who was this mysterious man? Was he a disgraced nobleman? A political threat? A royal relative? The whispers of the past point to all of these possibilities. The prisoner's face was hidden behind a heavy iron mask, allowing him to see but not be seen. Why go to such extraordinary lengths to conceal his identity? Was it to protect him from assassination attempts? Or to prevent him from revealing shocking truths? The Man in the Iron Mask was held captive in various prisons throughout his lifetime, including the Bastille and the fortress of Pignerol. The strictest security measures were employed to ensure his confinement, raising questions about the significance of his captivity. According to historical records, the Man in the Iron Mask was believed to be none other than Louis XIV's older brother, Philippe I, Duke of Orleans. The theory suggests that Philippe was imprisoned to avoid any potential claims to the throne. But why was he masked? Other theories stated that the Man in the Iron Mask may have been a high-ranking official who perhaps knew too much. Or maybe the Man in the Iron Mask had a severe and haunting facial deformity, which is why his face was kept hidden behind a mask. It is important to note that these are merely theories, with little to no evidence backing them up. Over the centuries, historians and researchers have tirelessly searched for any clues that could shed light on the true identity of the Man in the Iron Mask. Yet, despite their efforts, the mystery remains unsolved. The identity and the fate of this masked prisoner continue to elude us, leaving behind a legacy of intrigue and speculation. In the annals of history, there are certain mysteries that continue to captivate the imagination, defying explanation and leaving an indelible mark on the collective consciousness. One such enigma that has puzzled people for centuries is the baffling story of the Green Children of Woolpit. The story dates back to the 12th century, during the reign of King Stephen. According to historical accounts, the villagers of Woolpit were astonished one day to discover two children, a brother and a sister, wandering near the edge of a field. What set these children apart was their peculiar appearance. Their skin was a distinctly green hue, their clothing was unfamiliar, and they spoke an unintelligible language. Fearful and perplexed, the villagers initially regarded the children with suspicion, believing them to be otherworldly or supernatural beings. However, their compassion prevailed, and the villagers eventually took the children in, providing them with nourishment and care. Over time, the children's skin gradually lost its green hue, and they began to adapt to their new surroundings. As the girl and boy learned English and integrated into the community, they revealed the remarkable tale of their origins. According to their account, they hailed from a subterranean world illuminated by a perpetual twilight. In this subterranean realm, the inhabitants subsisted on a diet primarily consisting of green beans, which the children claimed was responsible for their unusual skin color. The circumstances that led to the children's arrival on the surface are less clear. In some accounts, the children mentioned hearing the loud noise or experiencing disorientation before finding themselves near the entrance of the cave or tunnel that led to the surface. The children reportedly had a limited understanding of time and struggled to convey how long they had been in the subterranean world. Their perspective on time might have been affected by the constant dim illumination of their environment. The accounts of the subterranean world described by the Green Children of Woolpit are limited in detail, and their descriptions are often vague and fantastical. The information provided by the children is found in various historical records, including the writings of two primary sources from the time, Ralph of Coggeshall and William of Newburgh. These accounts have been passed down through the centuries and have contributed to the mystique surrounding the story. So, who were these mysterious children? Were they visitors from another planet? Or another dimension? Assuming the subterranean civilization that they described actually exists, we have no idea whether this place exists on Earth or somewhere on another planet. If it exists on Earth, then this means we've been literally living above subterranean civilizations all this time without realizing it. Now, of course, that is the supernatural explanation. There are scientific explanations which make a bit more sense. According to these explanations, the children may have suffered from a rare medical condition, such as hypochromic anemia or porphyria, which could have caused their greenish appearance. This theory, however, does not explain the children's account of their origins. The tale of the Green Children of Woolpit has left an enduring legacy, inspiring art, literature, music, and even modern discussions about extraterrestrial life and mysterious phenomena. The story's ambiguity and fantastical elements make it a perennially fascinating topic of exploration and speculation. Now I want you to tell me in the comments below, what do you think is the most plausible theory regarding the mystery of the Children of Woolpit?